Welcome to the Midlife Leap, a lifestyle talk show for women in midlife, sharing tips and interviews on topics ranging from business, career, current news, fashion, shopping, health, travel, and so much more. Please subscribe to this channel so you'll receive alerts of new episodes. And like this video so that other midlife women just like you will be alerted by YouTube to check out the Midlife Leap show. Does the recession and the high cost of living have you dreaming about living abroad, but your budget has those dreams on pause? Well, I found 10 places where you can live abroad on the cheap, and I'm going to share 3 of them. Number 1, Portugal. Portugal is pegged as one of the world's friendliest, easiest, and safest countries to live in. It's also known for its gracious people, fabulous sunshine, glistening beaches, awesome mountain views, and rich culture. Now, if you prefer the city life or the countryside, that can run you about $2,200 a month for a couple and as low as $1,400 a month in certain parts, such as Merveio. You can even own a historic homestead in a mountain national park for as little as $403 a month. Now, in different parts of the country, you can find houses that need renovation for as little as $11,000 in US dollars. Now, number 2, Panama. Panama is known for its tropical and warm weather, and it's outside of the hurricane belt. Now, much of the population speaks English, and the currency is the US dollar, so that's really convenient. The tax is low. We all hate paying a lot of taxes, so that's great. Plus, there's plenty of skilled doctors. On top of this, there's high-speed network and cell coverage. You don't have to worry about outages with the water. The air quality is top. Plus, Miami is only 3 hours away by plane. Now, a couple can live on a monthly budget of as little as $1,700 to as low as about $1,500. That's pretty good. Number 3, Costa Rica is known for its rainforests, sea villages, and mountain towns. You can even eat out at a local restaurant for as little as $4 to $5. Then there's the affordable medical care. A doctor visit can run you, $50. A single person can live between $1,500 and $2,000 a month. So I've shared 3 great places where you can make your dreams come true of moving abroad. But check out the list of all 10 places. I shared the link to the article below, and make your dreams come true living cheaply abroad. Subscribe to this channel so you'll receive alerts of new episodes. And like this video so that other midlife women just like you will be alerted by YouTube to check out the Midlife Leap show. Julie Gordon White is an advocate for women in all stages of the pause, and her passion is demonstrated as founder and CEO of Bossa Bars, which are menopause energy bars. She is also an award-winning entrepreneur, best-selling business author, and TEDx speaker. In 2020, Julie launched Bossa Bars after personally struggling with the menopause middle and watching her friends suffer in silence as their symptoms and increasing weight gain were robbing their confidence. So Bossa Bars are delicious, plant-based, nutrient-dense, and low-calorie energy bars with all the goodness that a menopausal body needs. And they must be great because Bossa Bars are named an Oprah Daily Best Menopause product. And to provide even more support for ladies dealing with the pause, Julie has launched a Meno Lounge community to help women #menopause like a boss. So Julie, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, Tina, I'm so glad to be here. We're speaking each other's language, so I'm thrilled. Thank you for all you're doing for women in midlife too.
So tell me, why did you decide to start Bossa Bars, especially at the age of 55?
Yeah, well, this is actually my third company. And so I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I think when I find a problem, I find a solution and need to share it with, in this case, I call my paws pals. But it was in 2020 and then I was at home and I'm eating way too many, what I call the killer C's, cookies, chips, and candy. And I needed to make a better, healthier choice. And in my family, heart disease is an issue. So we have a lot of hypertension. Women of color have that, and particularly as a struggle. But for all women, heart attacks and stroke is the number one killer of women. And when our waist size is under 35 inches, we significantly reduce our risk. So put all that together, I thought, okay, I'm already like feeling brain fog. My belly is uncomfortable. Even, when your leggings are tight, like that is like a sign, right? So I wanted to do something, right?
Yeah.
Make a better choice. So I started researching what are the whole foods, natural foods that could help me feel better, be better for my gut health, less inflammatory. And that's when I found maca to help balance hormones and sugar cravings. Oh, they're so real. Flaxseed for fiber, MCT oil for brain health, all the good things. And so then I was making them for myself, and I'm not really like a cook kind of person, but I was hacking them together, and they were pretty good. Well, the first ones weren't so good to me, actually. They were not good. But then I had to massage the thing a little bit. The next thing you know, instead of eating the brownies and cookies I was making for my grown man sized sons, now I'm eating a better choice for myself. And I started to feel better, dropped the weight, just felt so much better. And I thought, okay, there might be something here.
Okay.
So anyway, I shared those with my girlfriends. They're like, Julie, new company. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this. So now we've been shipping for about a year and a half.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you hit on a few things. I'm postmenopause, I think for 4 years now, 5 years now. I don't even remember. Brain fog. And I do find that I have to speak slowly because I mispronounce, I misuse words. I have to think, I don't know, I have to think through a lot of things now compared to before. And I honestly never equated that to the postmenopause. And then I love my jelly beans, my gourmet jelly beans. That sugar craving. And I never had that.
I need to get those. I need to get some bars to you ASAP so you can see something else. So, sugar is not really our friend at any stage in life, and especially in I call the stages of menopause, from perimenopause to post. I'm postmenopausal as well, about 3 years postmenopausal, but I started to feel brain fog. That was my first real symptom, actually, around 46, and I was worried. What is happening? Why can't I keep, three sentences together without forgetting, making typos? And I thought something was wrong with my brain. Do I have early onset dementia? I was really concerned. So I started talking to my mom about it, and she said, oh, that's probably menopause. I'm like, what? How come you never told me? And it turns out moms don't really talk about menopause with their daughters, or many women, especially of our generation, their moms had hysterectomies because that was sort of a thing. You have any little thing, they're like, take it out, just take it out. So they had surgical menopause, which can happen as soon as you take ovaries out, boom, you drop in, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60. So lots of things can happen. So anyway, I didn't know what was going on with myself. So brain fog is one of the top symptoms after hot flashes first, weight gain, sleeplessness is also a big complaint. And then because also we have night sweats too, which, not really fun to wake up in a puddle, change your whatevers 3 times. I'm like, oh, just forget the pajamas and, change the bedding because it's not really even worth it. So yeah, brain fog is real. And what we don't realize is symptoms continue post. We think as soon as we're postmenopausal, which for your audience, a lot of women don't even know, like, what's the difference between perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause? The short primer is menopause, as we call it, sort of the umbrella, is really only for 1 day. So everything leading up is perimenopause. Once you start to feel some symptoms, there's about 34, although there's way more than that, but 34 typical symptoms. And then once you go 12 months with no cycle consecutively, 1 day, ding, menopause. After that, you're post. So that's really how it works. So the majority of the time we spend in peri and then post, not, and the actual menopause thing is just one day, but that's what we call it.
And I think I was a bit spoiled because years ago, when another engagement, I actually was getting acupuncture to preserve my eggs. Fortunately, I mean, I didn't marry that guy, wouldn't have been the right person. But because of that, I definitely, when I went through menopause, it was like a breeze. So I think I've taken it for granted. So when I hear friends of mine, like a cousin of mine, she says she went through menopause 10 years ago, but she's having major hot flashes. I have a friend who has insomnia. And just hearing you speak of that, I honestly, all the time she's been telling me she's had that issue for years, I did not think that it could be part of either her menopause or post. I don't know what stage she's in. So I'm thinking, I might have to mention that to her.
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, we want to be careful not to attribute every off feeling that we have to menopause. However, between 45 and I would say 65, a lot of them can be attributed to menopause. I think it's better if when we go to speak to our doctor, and that's a whole conversation about having the right doctor, is to bring it up, because they're not going to bring it up. Doctors are super quick to give you a prescription for an antidepressant, or maybe they prescribe hormone replacement therapy, HRT, right away and that can actually help a lot of women. But then also they don't talk about holistic opportunities of, how you eat more plant-based, things like that. So the whole doctor thing, they don't get a lot of training. But all of these things, if you're in that age space, I would absolutely bring up the idea, could this be perimenopause, menopause related?
So Bossa Bars, because it does have natural ingredients, are you advocating, this is sort of what you do to, I guess, help with those sugar cravings, because it's chocolate and different flavorings like that, but also couple it with other holistic, like what's the whole message behind Bossa Bars or purpose?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. What I've learned, and I didn't know this in the beginning, Smita, I was really just trying to solve for the sugar cravings and the weight gain because I didn't want to have a heart attack, I wanted to feel good in my jeans, and no shame in that game, right? But more importantly, I don't want to have a heart attack. So, but what's important, I almost forgot, like, what was I going to say? Like brain fog. What was I going to say about that? Is that I've been able through this journey of bringing Bossa Bars out into the world. I have literally spoken with hundreds of women about their menopause experience. And while we have these through threads of symptoms, everyone is different. So that's why I bring that up, because you have to decide individually the best journey for you. Is that to take a prescription for HRT? Is it to kind of tough it out and bear it? But I would say, regardless of what choice you make, health begins from the inside out. We are very trained as women to put things on our skin to look better, to take this or that to feel better. And we forget that we literally are what we eat. And so starting by eating mostly plants. Now, I don't, be a vegan if you want to, be a vegetarian if you want to. I like a little meat. I'm just saying we need our protein, but not a lot. We don't need as much protein. We're not, unless you want to be a bodybuilder, well, shout out to you. But we don't need tons and tons, about between 0.5, 0.8 percent of a gram. So if, let's just say you weighed 100 pounds. I think I weighed 100 pounds in sixth grade, but let's just say I weighed 100 pounds. That means I would need between 50 and 80 grams of protein. So 0.5, 0.8 of your goal weight, or the weight that you are, and if you want to add a little more, but we can get protein from plants, but get it from meat if that's what you want. But the more plants, Harvard's had many studies about the more plants we have, the better our body feels. It helps our digestion doesn't have to work so hard to get rid of broccoli as it does a hamburger. And that helps calm down the hot flashes and that discomfort that we feel, that overall bloaty, just not good that we can feel during menopause. So regardless of the strategy you decide to choose that works best for you, don't forget that it starts inside out. Eating better, we like to say eat better, feel better. And so choosing more plant-based, natural approach, so you're consuming good things, high nutrients for your body and your gut, it will help a lot with the symptoms.
And I'm guessing part of that strategy would be, I saw on your website that you have a link to menopause practitioners. And then, of course, then you have the Mental Lounge to probably, I guess that's a community of women who are going through it, been through it, who are sharing different tips and ideas.
So the Mental Lounge, actually, I hope you're going to be on it, Sita. I do a live every Tuesday on Instagram where I bring in advocates of midlife, doctors. We have an OBGYN on our team. We have a clinical nutritionist on our team. And I bring in a lot of people, mostly women like that fitness experts who can help share tips, really important strategies, information, cutting edge on all things menopause, all things midlife. Because again, we're all different. So we need to hear all these different voices so women can find the person that really speaks to them. So that's what our community is about. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed out on our website, there's a direct link to National Association of Society of Menopause, where you can find a menopause certified doctor. Because I couldn't believe it when I learned this. A regular MD only gets 1 hour of training about menopause, and an OBGYN only gets 2. Can you imagine it? Because it's all about birth and babies over here, and they forget about us on the other side of that.
Yeah.
So doctors don't know. That's why you get the automatic prescription. So it's important to find a doctor that really understands menopause. It's going to really spend time with you.
Is why when it comes to menopause, it's almost like you just have to deal with it. It's like, oh, well, that's sort of the attitude.
It's not okay, right? We would never say that about having a baby. Like, okay, you're pregnant, deal with it. Or some other, that we are experiencing with a changing body, even puberty with young girls. We don't tell them to deal with it. I remember my daughter, we made like a little period pack with some tampons and pads, like just to have, but nobody gave me a menopause bag. I think I should make those.
So tell me about the different flavors that you have, because that's of course important. We have cravings. I have a sugar box in my office. So please tell me about these different flavorings, because I'm
going to send you a whole box of these chocolates, and you're going to dump out your sugar drawer and you're going to put this in here instead.
Oh, my Mike and Ike's and my Reese's cups, and of course my jelly beans, and they have to be gourmet jelly beans.
Gourmet. Okay, well, I'm glad you upgraded. I appreciate your honesty, because you know what? Cookies, candy, and chips, right? And
yeah,
on a good day, you might actually find me with a Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay. But that's the whole point. You want to make a better choice. And so at least because decision fatigue is another Harvard known study. It's a known fact. At the end of the day, we are weak. It's not about willpower. We've had to make so many decisions all day long, especially women. We get to the afternoon and you're trying to tell yourself, should I have a carrot or am I going to have some Mike and Ike's? Well, that's easy.
Easy, very easy.
I need some sugar, right? And so that's why, when you have a better choice in your desk and you ask about flavors, this is double chocolate brownie. I would open and start eating it, but I'll make a mess on camera, so I won't do that. But these literally taste like a brownie, and are you going to be, like, if I tell you that there's a little spinach and kale in this, are you going to be upset about that?
Wow, okay. I actually love spinach and kale, so...
But thankfully they don't taste like it. Mm-hmm. So we've got double chocolate brownie. We have toasted vanilla almond for women who don't like chocolate, which is not for you. We have fresh blueberry lemon, which is a nice bright fruit type flavor that's coming out in February, March, and then peanut butter and chocolate right behind that. So those are the big 4 that really kind of hit all the big buttons, and then we'll start coming up with some probably wild flavors.
Do like some caramel.
Oh, is that what you like? One of them, this is kind of off topic, but girlfriend's like, I said, how about dulce de leche? She's like, yeah.
Oh my God. That's my favorite.
But it's like sugar. I need to make one for people like you who are trying to kick their sugar habit, right? Sugar is not the bad guy, but it's not the good guy. Let me just tell you. So
Okay.
you want to make a better choice.
So how would our audience find the Bossa Bars?
Thank you. Well, they can find them on our site at Bossa Bars, plural, bossabars.com. There's lots of blog posts there, lots of information in addition to the bars. And if you're an Amazon shopper, like most of our women are who have a box coming, to their house a couple times a week, we are on Amazon too. So you can just click the add to cart. So just search Bossa Bars Menopause and they should pop right up.
That is really smart because I do love Amazon. It just
I
delivers
know.
right to the door.
You can get a full box or you can get a trial pack. So you can get a 4-pack that has 2 vanilla and 2 chocolate in it. So that way you can try it and see what you like and then go back and order the whole big box of what you want. But I'm going to send you a whole box of chocolate because
Okay, thank you. You know what? That trial box, that shows that you're a picky shopper yourself. So you're like, there's gonna be some women who are not certain. So let's create a trial box for them to try it first.
Well, if you think about it, we like to try new things. It's we're excited about trying new things, but a whole box might feel like a commitment. We don't like the whole commitment because it's a new thing. Women. This is actually a brand new category of functional food, and so they haven't heard of what's a menopause energy bar. So we want to make it easy for a woman to say yes to herself and try a 4-pack, and then she go, oh, well, who knew? I actually needed that. So there you go.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. And please come back. We wish you great success.
Thank you so much. Anytime, any flavor, watch for your box. Okay.
Okay, I will.
Having me.
Thank you.